We're back, and we have the combination. It's been 2 weeks, but we are back with Doctor Who.
Yay.
Last time around was Asylum of the Daleks. What was that one about?
All right. Now, a lot has happened between then and now. I remember it was a planet full of crazy Daleks. It was interesting in and of itself. And there was a Dalek spaceship in orbit that wanted to wipe out the Daleks somehow, but they couldn't get in, so they wanted to get the Doctor to go in and kill them all.
Yeah, there was a shield around the planet that could only be turned off from inside the planet, and the Daleks were too scared to send a strike squad down to the planet. So instead, they decided to send the Doctor, and then got Amy and Rory, who were currently going through a divorce. That got better. They fixed it. And they met a nice young lady named Oswin, who turned out to actually be a Dalek. So, but yeah, that's kind of where we left off. So,
had a great time in Las Vegas. Saw a couple of shows. Had a really great anniversary meal at a place called STK Steakhouse at the Cosmopolitan Hotel.
Yeah, so that's why we weren't here last week. So, that's kind of it.
Pretty much.
Unless you get anything else.
No, our weather here in Oklahoma is back down into the low 30s Fahrenheit. Last week was in the 70s, and next week it'll be back up in the 70s again. So,
yeah. There's one last little sneeze of winter, and then it will become sprummer. Not really spring, not really summer. It's sprummer. Either way, it's not good. So, but yeah, I guess that is pretty much it. So we might as well just jump right into this episode of Doctor Who. Here we go.
I think it's the fitting.
Dad, it's not the fitting, it just needs a new bulb.
You're wobbling the ladder.
I'm not.
I don't want another loft incident.
How's my day, Brian?
Perfect, as ever, Amy.
Thank you, Brian.
I don't know what he said to you to make you marry him.
Just a quick hop.
like a giant coronavirus.
Tell him something, quick.
Yes, thank you.
I'm not entirely sure what's going on.
Aliens.
We went travelling.
Thailand.
More the entirety of space and time. In that police box.
Dinosaurs on a spaceship.
Triceratops. No, can't really tell. Ankylosaurus, possibly. Couldn't really see their horns because they were in shadow. Chris Chibnall. Okay. Is this one of his first?
He certainly wrote for Torchwood by this point. Maybe they're friendly.
Where are we now, computer? We need to get down to these engines.
Oh, there they go.
Is he alright? No, he hates travelling. Makes him really anxious. He only goes to the paper shop and golf.
What did you bring him for?
I didn't! Why can't you just phone ahead like any normal person?
You have the time too. You're a time traveler.
Oh, yes. Right, well, don't just stand there, you two. Dig!
Again, I bet that's very cold.
Oh, yeah.
Dig with what?
Ah, well.
Did you just have that on you?
Of course. What sort of a man doesn't carry a trowel?
You know your Christmas list, Dad. I'm 31. I don't have a Christmas list anymore. I do!
Queen Nefertiti of Egypt.
Oh my god, Queen Nefertiti. I learned all about you at school. You're awesome. Big fan. High five.
Yeah, a bit behind on that.
Yeah.
You're really famous. Shh, listen.
Ah. How did you not notice that?
Don't shine the light in your eyes.
Yeah.
If these are the engines, there must be a control room.
Exactly, that's what we need to find now.
It's not a kestrel.
Kestrels.
That's a pterodactyl.
Less than thrilled. We should be going. Definitely away from them. That's the plan. That's the plan. Amendments welcome. Move away from the pterodactyl. We want you to notice. We're very cross with you.
Okay.
Beautiful.
I can't tell how far we have come.
Well,
Far enough to avoid the destructive impact forecast for our planet.
well, some of the Silurians bailed.
Profound
You don't have any vegetable matter in your trousers, do you, Brian?
Only my balls.
I'm sorry?
Golf balls.
What are you carrying those around for?
Ooh.
Oh, Len. And breathing.
Oh, see? It's so friendly.
Lizard people hurling dinosaurs onto a space ark? Absolute tommy rot.
Only an idiot denies the evidence of their own eyes.
Egyptian queen or not, I should put it across my
I need to start
knees.
using that quote, like, on Twitter.
And I'll
The robots did as best they could with my legs, but you can help me so much more.
Oh, doctor. Doctor, I see.
The actual medicine.
Does that actor play the Doctor at some point?
He does play William Hartnell in
I thought I recognized it.
Adventure of Space and Time.
I will take you apart cog by cog and melt you down when all this is over.
Oh, I'm so scared. Actually, I might be. A little bit of oil just came out.
It is nursing supplies. Now,
You're always prepared.
painkiller, and this won't hurt. Ow! I lied.
Meh.
Won't hurt from now on.
A cozy little craft embedded in a vast old ship.
Very observant.
I'm a Sagittarius.
So am I.
Meh.
I'm France.
You don't exist. It's never done that. That's me. Worthless.
Oh, technically, he's dead.
What did you do to the Silurians?
We ejected them.
What are we doing? Just do exactly as I do! Doctor!
We're going for a ride.
You call? What are you doing? Stop them! Alright, don't shout. Useless machines.
I will say they're not the most threatening things in the world.
Go try it! Run like the wind!
But you have a gun, so.
Tracy! Fetch!
Good job.
I thought you had a husband. A male equivalent of a sleeping potion.
You clearly need a man of action and excitement. One with a very large weapon.
So human sleeping potion or walking innuendo. Take your
Yeah.
Doesn't the ship have any defense systems installed?
Good thinking, Rory! Computer, show us weapons and defense systems.
I think that was also
I was
unscripted.
getting my hopes.
No, Tracy.
Clever girl.
Anyway, two eye-line screens, velocity and trajectory. Steer away from the Earth. Try not to bump into the moon, otherwise the races who live there will be livid.
Meh.
Primary controls and
I just worry there'll come a time when you never turn up, that something will have happened to you and I'll still be waiting, never knowing.
no, come on, Paul. You'll be there till the end of me.
Or vice versa.
Let's not think of that. We've had enough of that already.
Doctor, this is a two-man job. What are you doing?
I'm easily worth two men. You can have two if you like.
Dinosaurs ahead. Lady at my side. About to be blown up. Not sure I've ever been had here.
Shut up and
Yes, yes! It's better than golf.
Ah, kick him.
Don't mess with Egyptian queens, Solomon. I hope you've learned that now.
What are you doing?
Disabling this ship's signal.
Yeah, Solomon. Wasn't he with the Queen of Sheba?
Good job. Good job.
Seriously, it does look like the coronavirus molecule, doesn't
Actually,
it?
Did he have that on him too?
More postcards from your dad.
do you know what? I think it is the fitting.
Brian went traveling. Alrighty. There we go. Alrighty.
Well, very interesting. Bringing back, although only bringing back the notion of the Silurians, because other than the one who was in the recording, the Silurians didn't show up. Excellent work, CGI work on the dinosaurs and the robots for that, but I don't know how mechanical the robots actually were, or if they were CGI. And of course, the guy playing Solomon, I thought I recognized him, but yeah, he was excellent in the 50th anniversary.
Oh, yeah.
Or, yeah, well, that was it. Dimension, Space, and Time.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of odd that he would drop Nefertiti off with Riddell.
Yeah. And I'm assuming then that they also, because they had the postcard at the end of Siluria, I'm assuming then because they still had the weapons that were on the ship, that they were dropped off in the Silurian world with the dinosaurs. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. But
once again, I've been saying this for at least the last 2 seasons. Very serious subject, and yet the story had a lot of comedy in it. Matt Smith's way more spaced out, wacky, whatever, than pretty much any of the previous Doctors.
yeah.
I don't remember any of them ever really being... I mean, Tom Baker could be a little crazy, but he's really kind of exploding all over the place.
I believe, there was someone on the show who said that Matt Smith, when he goes around the TARDIS, he's like a tornado. And I think that was also in contrast to Capaldi, where it's like, Matt Smith, he bounces around like a tornado. For Capaldi, the whole set turns around him instead. So that'll be a difference when we get there. But yeah, it's definitely, he's bouncing off the walls pretty much all the time. So,
But again, it works because you've got Amy, especially, who's very grounded. Rory, who is somewhat less grounded, but has been there long enough to know to let Amy kind of shape what's going to happen, and then he'll just go along with it. The addition of the dad was kind of interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, it is interesting. I don't know. I suppose he does sort of inform a lot about Rory. It's very clear. I do like that he's just a normal guy. He goes out to the post office and golf, and that's about it. We don't know what he does. Maybe he's retired by now. What a concept. But all we know is he's a guy who, goes around. He always carries a trowel wherever he goes. So he's prepared for anything. So, but likewise, Rory goes around with a med kit in case, especially now. Maybe if he had lived a normal life, he might have still had that. But especially traveling with the Doctor, you need to be sure you have a med kit on you at all times. So
that's like the guy in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. You gotta always carry your towel.
Oh yeah.
Don't panic. Always carry a towel.
Oh yeah. Also, since we're recognizing actors, Riddell, he was on Sherlock. He was Inspector Lestrade.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's been a couple of years since we saw that.
Yeah. It's been a little while since we saw that. But, it was about the same time that they were making those Sherlock episodes. So,
now, this is probably something that a lot of people might have missed. But the actual bust of Queen Nefertiti that everybody knows, why Amy says you're famous, everybody knows you. She is dark-skinned. the Africans, even the northern Africans, even the people of the what they call the Levant, Israel, Lebanon, Syria, out into the Arabian Peninsula. These were dark-skinned people. That's another reason why all these people say, well, I've got the picture of Jesus and, he's a white guy with blonde hair. It's like, no. He would have been a Middle Eastern man. He would have been dark-skinned with dark, probably curly hair. And I like the fact that they didn't try to cast a Caucasian, a Northern European woman as Nefertiti.
Yeah. You mean like, was it Exodus, Gods and Kings, that cast like Christian Bale and Joel Edgerton as Egyptians?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is one of the problems. And again, it's only people like us who have degrees in history would note that after about it's somewhere between 300 and 200 BC is when Alexander the Great came down and conquered Egypt. Then you start seeing the mixture of the European races with the African races, and so Cleopatra might have been a lighter skin than Nefertiti, but the fact that somebody, I hope, made the conscious effort to say we need an African woman to play this African queen, I think that's an excellent choice.
Yeah, so it is. There's also the Gods of Egypt movie. Do you remember, like, one of the worst movies ever made? And they got just the whitest people. They have like Gerard Butler as an Egyptian god, and it's just like, what are we doing? That whole movie. That whole movie is a mess. I kind of love it just because it's really stupid. Like, it just sort of enjoys how stupid it is. And the thing I always remember was like they find, I don't know if it was Ra or someone, but it was some Egyptian god. I guess it must have been Ra if it was of the sun, Egyptian god of the sun, and I think it was like, who played Barbossa? Is Jeffrey Rush?
Yes.
Yeah. It was Jeffrey Rush, and he's like in a boat in the sky with a chain that brings the sun around the flat Earth, which it was a flat Earth, but it was like, I don't know, 100 miles around Egypt in every direction, and there was nothing else of the Earth, and I was like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? That is a supremely awful movie, but go watch it. It is kind of fun. Like, it's just sort of baffling how bad and weird it is. I guess it has a style, and it had like the main character is like an atheist, but the gods exist and they like come down all the time, but he is still an atheist. It's really weird and funny, but it's terrible. So
I have to say this, because it's one of the things that, again, historians and geographers especially like. I don't know how many years ago this was, but somebody was arguing with like the leader of the Flat Earth Society, and they were in a Twitter battle apparently, and the leader of, I guess it was the leader of the Flat Earth Society, says, "We have flat earthers all around the globe."
Yeah. Yeah, it's flat earthers are kind of the funniest ones because it's just like, come on guys, come on. It's just like, I think that was like a Bill Burr joke back before he sold out, where it's like, yeah, why don't you just get a pilot's license and you start seeing these instruments that have to like take into account the curvature of the Earth instead of trying to get a boat to go see the stupid ice wall that doesn't exist. It's like the dumbest thing. Like, let alone the fact that if you just go in a straight line, you'll eventually just end up back where you are. So it's, and like, I think, what is it that technically the flat Earth is always like going up? It's always rising up, which is why there's gravity. That's the explanation. So it's the funniest thing. I kind of love flat earthers. They're just so funny. They don't intend to be, but and obviously it's kind of conspiracy theories that are not harmful. I think those are the funniest. Any like moon landing theories are also hilarious. So, anywho. But yeah, I don't know. What were we saying? Actual casting actual good actors, right? That was it. I was like, we were talking about something, and it was related to Doctor Who, and I don't know where we are now. So,
well, I got off on the casting of of Nefertiti, which I think in the early part I called her Nefertiri. Nefertiri, though, was the princess in the Ten Commandments. Supposedly ended up as the wife of Ramses.
Yeah. Ramses, supposedly the pharaoh that was in the Bible. They don't say. Which, good on them. They'd never say who it is, because then, it's just like, well... Then it's only the movies that say, and they always pick Ramses. Someone should do a new Ten Commandments and pick a different pharaoh just to spice things up. Just to see how interesting that would be. So... And don't get me started on... Well, I mean, I guess I did mention Exodus, Gods and Kings, which wasn't great. It wasn't really bad, but it wasn't great. It was just Christian Bale as an Egyptian. I think there's like a line in the Ed Wood movie where Ed Wood is like talking to Orson Welles, and he's like, the studios are trying to get me to cast Charlton Heston as a Mexican. And Ed Wood just goes... It's like that's like most of those movies casting white people are. So, but anyway, but still interesting. It's weird having them in there, having Riddell and Nefertiti in there, because they don't add a ton. I mean, they're interesting enough, and obviously she becomes, the important hostage at the end. But it's kind of an odd choice. Especially, too, when you stop and think, and it's like, why would the Doctor be friends with Riddell? This guy that just goes and hunts animals? Like, why would the Doctor ever be friends with that guy? So, I don't know. This is another episode that I think most people just do not care about. They're just like, yep, that is an episode that exists of Doctor Who.
Now, the thing about Riddell, I couldn't figure out, was he in the past? Or was he supposed to be in like Amy and Rory's present?
No, it said he was from 1902.
Okay.
So...
Yeah, because that would somewhat explain his, misogynistic, macho man type things. But he seemed a little too modern. And that's, I kept thinking that he was, from the early 2000s, but if he's from the early 1900s, he would have been dressed slightly differently, because I don't know that the, Abercrombie and Fitch safari outfit would have been that popular. I could be wrong. What was his name? Hiram somebody. The guy who inspired Indiana Jones. This was a guy that helped find Machu Picchu in South America. He always wore the khakis and the pith helmet, or the khaki hat, the canvas hat, whatever. So he looked a little too pristine to be somebody from the Victorian Edwardian era.
Yeah, so and it's just sort of odd that the Doctor would be friends with a guy that just goes out and hunts animals in Africa.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And I guess the other, I suppose, questionable thing by the Doctor is just flat out killing Solomon at the end.
Yeah.
It's a little odd. It's like, I get, I mean, I don't know. It's half and half, because on the one hand, obviously Solomon is a very terrible, evil person who committed genocide on the Silurians and everything. On the other hand, the Doctor tries not to just kill people, but I don't know. I guess maybe one could argue he's just trying to deal with the missiles and everything, but
well,
you're going to bring up the Batman thing.
No. I thought about that. But here's the deal. The justice system is, judge, jury, and then, if necessary, an executioner. But he said, I killed the Silurians. I committed that. This isn't just about theft of the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
He admitted that he killed the Silurians. So, if you're going to mete out justice, this guy deserves what he did to them. So, I mean, it's questionable. It's morally questionable.
It's a thing of like, well, would I do that? That's a different question from would the Doctor do that, because the show always tries to establish the Doctor as being better than that.
Yeah.
So it's, that said, let's let's say hypothetically this was the Ninth Doctor. I could more easily see that being the case with the Ninth Doctor. I don't know why. Apart from, I guess, just because he's just coming off of the Time War, so he was much more brutal during that. I mean, even, like, you know, at the end of episode 2, he technically kills Cassandra. She gets away and comes back in a later episode, but, you know, and Rose is like, well, you should save her, and he's just like, you know, everything has a time to die. So I guess it's not out of the realm of possibility for the Doctor, but especially after the 10th Doctor and then, you know, everything we've had with the 11th Doctor, it does seem slightly out of character to just blow him out of the sky. Yeah. So yeah.
Again, overall, I don't understand why people would hate it. I mean, if you don't like it, you know, there are people who say, you know, it's too silly because there's too much comedy and Doctor Who should be serious. But I don't believe that. I think that the humor in it is what helps us. You know, the contrast between the humorous stuff and the very dramatic stuff is what helps balance it out.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's good. It's not the greatest episode ever, but it is good. I had a good time rewatching it. So
we're going back to the gunslingers now.
Something like that. I believe next episode is called A Town Called Mercy. So yeah, we're going back to the West for the next one.
All right.
So, but that is basically it. With all of that being said, we're Alex and Dad from 7th Hour Films, and we will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around any of those. There's a playlist with all of our modern Doctor Who reactions, as well as another playlist with every Doctor Who video that's on the channel. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.